country in Idaho. And yet, I'm wondering, was only the symbol removed? As the old folks used to say, we have fought a good fight. We have labored, each in our own way, solitarily or in collaboration with those of like mind, through difficulties, through many arguments, loneliness, doubt, fear, tragedies, triumphs, ever striving to remove injustice, hate, and oppression. I would suggest that it's no coincidence that we were able to be here on this day to convene in this beautifully restored and revitalized rotunda. It has stood the test of time, serves its people valiantly, and now, thanks to thoughtful, careful restoration, it will stand for many years to come, continuing to support the people of this great state in new ways, with new technology and new fixtures and new methodologies. And some of the old and tarnished has been stripped away to uncover the grandeur of the former day and to create new vibrancy. This building stands a testament to holding fast to the magnificent tradition of our former lives while embracing the new. And so it is today that we stop for a few moments in celebration of those men and women, boys and girls who helped us to become what we are today, who we are today, a state and a community that will influence who we are tomorrow. We pause to honor those who made a way for us, sometimes a way out of nowhere, to acknowledge their achievements, to celebrate their perseverance, to recognize the carriers of the flame, to raise our voice in praise, to look back in honor, like the old song from my tradition says, my soul looked back in wonder how I got over. Can I get an amen? I can't hear you. Can I get an amen? It is fitting. You keep working on it, I'll bring you along. Okay. It is fitting that we pause today to show our respect for those who came before, to reflect on their sacrifice, the trials and the tribulations, those who made a way from us. You know, Dr. King had a powerful vision, one conceived to affirm the personhood, get ready, of all men and women. He looked far beyond his own safety, his own needs, to fight for the rights of many. He was committed. In his words, human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. Every step toward the goal of justice requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle. The tireless exertions and passionate concern of dedicated individuals. Many of you here today. We've come a long, long way. And yet, I stand before you today, 47 years following Dr. King's powerful call to action, that oft-quoted I have a dream speech to say to you, we ain't done yet. Are you clear on that? Amen. We ain't done yet. The battle is not yet won. Inaction is not an option. And I ask of each of you, what is in your arsenal to combat the injustices that still persist in our society? Sexism, racism, homophobia, privilege, and more. Don't you just wish that folks could be inoculated against ignorance and oppression and hate and arrogance? Amen. Thank you. According to Dr. King, nothing in the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. Amen? And we are obligated to do the work. We must be about the business of sustaining life, about championing the rights of mankind, not just those who look and act and think like we do. We are privileged people, privileged beyond the comprehension of most of the world. Are you aware of the privilege you enjoy in this time, in this place? What privilege and opportunities am I talking about? You have the opportunity to eliminate violence against those that are not part of the dominant culture. You have the opportunity to bring hope to the hopeless. You have the opportunity to hold ourselves and others accountable for our actions. You have the opportunity to create space for the many in the room. You have the opportunity to dare to dream and to stretch and to strive. You have privilege, and I ask that you use your privilege honorably. I ask you to think about leaving a legacy, telling the stories, make the history of struggle and accomplishment real for the next generation. Make a difference. The Idaho Human Rights Commission was established some 40 years ago to work towards ensuring that all people within the state are treated with dignity and respect in their respective places in Idaho. In 2009, the Human Rights Commission received 500 complaints of discrimination in the areas of sex, race, color, religion, national origin, and age. I urge each of you, each and every one of you here today, to contact your legislature and ask them not to reduce funding if at all possible. Make your voices faith, of service, of power, and of hope. It's not only important that we appreciate these gifts, but we allow these precious offerings to serve as a catalyst to push us ever forward to reaching our highest potential. We have a charge to keep. We must meet those challenges before it's too late. And as we receive the call and toil in the field, we must ensure that the power of the legacy is allowed and encouraged to grow in the next generation. Just as the state capitol has been revived, so must we rejuvenate, re-energize, reinvigorate our commitment to human rights. Right here at home, and across the world, because it's a new day. We must invite and support the vision and methods of a new generation of human rights supporters and activists. I saw some of them right up the street. I see some of them right here in the room. We must engage this generation. We must make it comfortable in a world that's moving at the speed of light for them to come on in. I say to the young people gathered here today and those not present, I applaud you. I support you as you step up and step out. It is indeed a new day. I am inspired by a generation of powerful, purposeful, passionate individuals and all they bring to the room. A new generation that heard him say I was out there in 1968. Thank you very much. That generation that thinks that was a whole lifetime ago. Well, pretty near. Okay, a generation on the cutting edge of technology with a unique voice and a unique vision, accomplished at doing an old thing a new way, with a multiplicity of approaches, speaking with a new voice, viewing their community as the world, communicating in new ways, moving courageously forward at the speed of change.